All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Friday, October 23rd, 2020. Game 3 of the World Series is going on right now. As I start this broadcast, the Dodgers are up 6-1. And number we talked about a lot today on the Patreon before the game was played was 73. For years, we've talked about the Los Angeles Dodgers in 73, the significance of the number in the language of Gematria to the baseball team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And if you're new here, we'll talk about what Gematria is. To me, it is the definitive evidence to prove that sports are scripted and a whole lot more. And anyhow, tonight in the Dodgers game, Mookie Betts got a clutch hit, put his team up 5-0. And if you were paying attention, Mookie Betts is wearing number 50. The pitcher he was facing, Charlie Morton's wearing number 50. And if the Dodgers do win the World Series this year, they will get their 50th World Series for the National League. The American League's won 66 World Series. The National League's won 49 at this moment. Washington equals 49. The Nationals won the 49th for them last year. So Mookie Betts puts his team up 5-0 with the number 50 on his back. And again, he's facing the pitcher Charlie Morton, who also wears 50. And it's interesting because both of these teams in the World Series have a connection to Boston. Mookie Betts came from Boston to L.A. in the Jackie Robinson ritual, which we documented February 4th. And Tom Brady went from Boston to Tampa Bay, and now Tampa Bay is just a championship machine. Stanley Cup in the World Series. But again, we talked a lot about 73 today. 73 date numerology. If the Rays did lose the game, and the game's not over, but if the Rays did lose the game, they would fall to 7-3 at home. And in the last game, the Dodgers fell to 7-3 at home. And I'm speaking of in the postseason. The Dodgers became 7-3 in the postseason, losing game 2. If the Rays lose today, they'll be 7-3 at home in the postseason as well. And again, today, Mookie Betts, he does this 5-0 ritual on the 73rd pitch of the game. See, I'm just sitting there, watching, just waiting. I'm like, I can't wait to see what happens on the 73rd pitch. Sure enough, Mookie Betts, number 50, off the pitch from number 50, makes the score 5-0. The name Brady equals 50. America 50. So are these things just a coincidence? Is it a coincidence season after season, game after game, night after night? Or is there some sort of script being followed here? Or if it's not scripted, is it that we live in a simulation? I'm going to open up the phone lines here in a little bit. Everyone has all these different ideas. Some people think it's all a coincidence. Some people think it's the simulation, like Sam Tripoli. When I did his interview, that was his conclusion. He felt that this was the evidence we live in a simulation. Or is it that the games are being rigged and scripted, and they mostly keep it on script? I'm sure sometimes they make mistakes, but just so often, night after night, we document these rituals. Remember how these are the notes from Patreon earlier today, just talking about the date numerology and the Los Angeles and Los Angeles Dodgers connections. And again, game 1 of this World Series. Game 1 of the World Series was played on the anniversary of the date that the Dodgers last won the World Series in 1988. In 1988, they won the World Series October 20th. This World Series began October 20th. And Clayton Kershaw, who was the starting pitcher for the Dodgers, he came in with 76 career losses in the regular season and 12 in the postseason, meaning he was sitting on 88 career losses. Game 1 in the game where he stayed on 88 losses on the anniversary of the Dodgers winning the World Series in 1988, which was also the year that Clayton Kershaw was born. He was born March 19th, 1988. And he got his 201st career strikeout in the postseason, putting him second place all time. Only Verlander's ahead of him. Verlander, who just won the World Series with the Astros over the Dodgers in the World Series that they say was the sign-stealing scandal. And in Gematria, sign-stealing scandal equals 116. Like, this is the 116th World Series. And if the Dodgers do beat Charlie Morton was on that Astros team that beat them the year it happened. And just in case you are new here, if you type in Vice News, Zachary K. Hubbard, if you type that in, this article was written, Wacko YouTuber Proves World Series Was Rigged. dated November 20th, 2017. This was making fun of me. I'm Zachary K. Hubbard. Because I had said why the Astros would beat the Dodgers in the World Series, what it had to do with more than sports, what it had to do with the flooding of Houston and the burning of L.A., and the thing that they made fun of in this article, what I teach about 52 and weather warfare, this year in May, I put out a list of dates that hurricanes could very possibly make landfall on the U.S. They were all dates with 52 numerology, because this is what happens year after year. All those dates, a hurricane made landfall. Every single one of the 52 dates that we put out months in advance. We put it out in the start of May, and it went from July through September. Every 52 day the storm hit. So, again, if you forgot, in what I was teaching about back then, I showed the Fox News clip of the woman whose house didn't flood after Hurricane Harvey, and they asked her how she felt about her house not flooding, and her response was, "I feel like I won the World Series." And then I said, look at that, you guys. And we were just talking about how Matt Harvey is the first pitcher to pitch in Houston after the flooding of Harvey 52 days before the World Series starts. And Hurricane 52, Flood 52, Earth 52. And that World Series ended on Charlie Morton's 52nd pitch of that game. So this article made fun of what... and it was the second time mainstream media made fun of me for having a correct prediction and showing how news and sports were scripted. But, yeah, anyway. We'll get... when we open up the phone lines, is it all a coincidence? Is everything just a coincidence? We'll get to that. Or when we get to your calls, we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, are all these things just these perfect coincidences? Is that what they are? Are they just all coincidences? I talk about 201 and the Jesuits all year. There are 32 sun rays on the logo. The Dodgers trying to win their first World Series in 32 years against the Rays. And, again, just talking about the same numbers all year. It's like, is this a coincidence that yesterday we did a live decode looking at this clue that the NFL Network was putting out on their Instagram for the Thursday night football game between the Giants and the Eagles? And I said, look at this. You know, Kobe Bryant is narrating a minute 26 clip about the Eagles' great comeback against the Giants. So what I told my people is, even before this came out, I was already leaning Eagles. Then when I saw this, I said, expect an Eagles comeback. I mean, they're telling you, great comeback, Kobe Bryant, minute 26 clip. We ended up finding out a whole lot more, including about Boston Scott and what an amazing alignment we had. We figured Boston Scott would be a big narrative. This game against the Eagles that Kobe Bryant's narrating, that's a minute 26 in the year he dies on 126 reportedly. Again, this clip was from 2010, the year that Kobe beat Boston in the NBA Finals. And then Boston Scott is the big story in the football game that transpires later in the day. And again, if you go to the Instagram page for NFL.com, I've already shown this on the GematriaEffectNews channel, but I can show it here too for the people who haven't seen this clip. So this was the top story that they put out yesterday, Thursday, on their Instagram page before things got going that day. I'll just play this real quick. It's short. It's Kobe Bryant narrating. Kobe Bryant's from Philadelphia. He's a big Eagles fan. This week, the NFL week begins in Philadelphia and ends with Monday Night Football in Los Angeles. And anyway, watch this clip. Minute 26, Kobe Bryant. Hold on, let me see here.
That was pretty much full of Cowboys fans.
All right, here we go. See how it's a minute 26? Kobe on 126. And just watch how this clip abruptly ends. Like, it was forced to be at a minute 26. Watch this.
Just finished the game. I had a team that was pretty much full of Cowboys fans, and they like to enjoy Eagles' misery.
Can you remember a more one-sided half?
And that was looking like one of them.
Touchdown, Kevin Boss. Giants, 31. The Eagles, 10. And that should wrap it up.
So they were all excited about it, and we're on a bus, and we're trying to watch it. And it wasn't as easy to watch back then as it is now, right? The reception was a little spotty.
Ready with the football is selling. 10-5, touchdown! Oh, my goodness, the Eagles are alive.
I was in shock watching it and just hoping.
Way back, one at a time, Bishop. 14 seconds to go.
The game's on the line. The stadium's going crazy. The pressure's enormous.
Matt Dodge cannot allow Deshaun Jackson to run with the football.
Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Holy.
Deshaun Jackson still not in. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous. There's a certain level of excitement that you don't feel as a player.
And the Eagles have just pulled off the most remarkable win I have ever seen. This is Miracle in the Middle East #2.
Just finished the game. I had a team.
Okay, so minute 26 clip. Deshaun Jackson, who's from LA. And there's a lot. Deshaun Jackson got hurt last night on a punt return in a game that the Eagles won in a great comeback. Down 11 late, come back and win it. And that's what that's what I assumed that they were telling us was the script for the game based on the Kobe Bryant narration 10 years ago, the clip of number 10, Deshaun Jackson, who returned from the injured list last night for last night's Thursday night game, only to get injured again. But look at this. Notice how when he starts telling the story, the Giants are up 31-10, right? 41 points 10 years ago. And, of course, Kobe Bryant died at 41 this year. Kobe Bryant's 41. That game was December 19, 2010, a date with 41 numerology. It was also a date with 61 numerology in Philadelphia, 61. Don't forget the year that the Philly beat the Patriots, which we figured out in Week 3 why that would be the Super Bowl matchup. All thanks to Donald Trump taking on the NFL on 23/9 when the flag was sewn at 239 Arch Street, and 239 is the 52nd prime, and Super Bowl 52 was in Minnesota, and Minnesota equals 52, and that's the original home of the Lakers, and Kobe was a big storyline cheering for Philly all the way through the playoffs. They scored 41 points. Kobe dies not long after in history at age 41. Now this game, they got Kobe narrating it. Deshaun Jackson returns 41 days from his own birthday, only to get injured. And again, this NFL week starts in Philly and ends in LA with Monday Night Football and the Rams, just like how the Eagles got their big road win against the Rams the year they won the Super Bowl over the Patriots, and Carson Wentz got hurt in that game and Nick Foles took over. And look who Nick Foles is playing on Sunday Night Football. He's with the Bears now, playing the Rams. Could it all be a script? So something I caught on to once I figured out that Boston Scott was starting yesterday, as I said, wow, it's his 179th day of his age, the 41st prime number. And Kobe Bryant beat Boston in 2010, the year of that Deshaun Jackson clip, 10 years ago, right? And this year's Super Bowl 55, the 10th triangular number. So we noticed Boston Scott, his birthday is April 27th, which in a leap year is the 118th day of the year. Los Angeles, California is 118. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is 118. Celtics is 118. Big number there with both cities. And from Kobe's birthday to the comeback game that he was narrating was 118 days after his birthday that year. Again, Los Angeles, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, both 118. LA's on the 118th meridian. Its birthday is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. The current mayor is Eric Garcetti, 118. When the Dodgers lost Game 2, they became 11-8 against the Rays all time. 11-8. And Deshaun Jackson, his birthday is December 1st, 12-1, like 121. Eagles got to 1-2-1 at home last night, just like how they got to 1-2-1 overall earlier this year by upsetting the 49ers. Remember, Revelation equals 121. Deshaun Jackson also equals 121. He came into last night's game with 121 receiving yards before the game was played. His birthday is 12/1, like 121. L-A, where he's from. L, the 12th letter. A, the first. 121. This big tribute, Kobe with the narration while he's 33 years old. Kobe, 33. 33 at Lower Merion in Philly. But anyway, Deshaun comes back in this ritualistic game that Kobe narrates 41 days from his own birthday. NFL Network's got to give you the 126 clip. Don't forget, George Floyd had a daughter named Gianna as well. The Lakers originally from Minneapolis. Again, Philly won their only Super Bowl in Minneapolis. And I won't even say anything about Kobe narrating the game that finished with 38 points, the big death number. But yeah, here's Deshaun Jackson's stats before last night's game. Look at that. 121 yards on the season, averaging 12.1 per catch because he has 10 receptions for 121 yards. Double 121. So, and let me see. Oh, yeah. Again, just Deshaun Jackson got hurt on a punt return last night. Deshaun Jackson was injured in last night's game. From Kobe's death to last night's game was 271 days, the 58th prime number. Kobe Bryant, 58. Los Angeles Lakers, 58. Punt return, 58. Big numbers. And the game that Kobe was narrating was the 158th game between both teams. Last night, Carson Wentz became 15-8 at home, like 158. Kobe beat Bryant 135. Fly Eagles fly 135. Boston Scott 135. Carson Wentz set the rookie record. No interceptions until his 135th pass. But 158's big with the Jesuits. Jesuits formed August 15th in Paris, France. And they are no doubt who's running it. The Jesuit Order 201. Boston Scott, the 201st pick of the draft. 201 with Clayton Kershaw nights before? Or again, is it just all a coincidence? Just everything's 201 this year. The coronavirus pandemic simulation is event 201. Governors left and right keep ordering masks and stay-at-home orders on their 201st day of their age. 201 everywhere in news and sports. And again, what I told people on the radio show Wednesday night and told people on Patreon even before, I said, watch this football game, Pennsylvania versus New York, the night of the last presidential debate. You got Biden from Pennsylvania, Trump from New York. And if the Giants lose, they'll be 1-6, and Biden will be the 16th Democratic president and the 46th president overall, 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. Catholic equals 46, 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. Giants won Super Bowl 46. Kobe died after the Lakers' 46th game this year, where LeBron passed Kobe in points scored in Philly, Kobe's hometown. Then Kobe died in LA the next day, traveling from Catholic Mass, and Catholic equals 46. Again, 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. There's only been one Catholic president to date, JFK. He was number 35, killed at age 46. And Boston Scott, number 35, he had the winning touchdown last night on the play that began with 46 seconds on Thursday Night Football, where Thursday's 35 and 46, just like Catholic. JFK, the only Catholic president to date, number 35, killed at age 46. If Biden became the 46th president, he'd be the second Catholic. He was in his 35th year being in Washington, D.C. when he became vice president with Obama in 2008. He's been in D.C. since 73. So, anyway, they even showed the coach, Joe Judge of the Giants, who's from Philly, that he played at Lansdale Catholic during the game. So, talk about a tribute to the Catholics. And Boston 22, Eagles 22 on the 22nd. Boston Scott with the winning catch to give him 22 points for 43 combined points. Football 43. Big number this year with Tom Brady going down to Philly. Notice Wentz had 43 attempts for the 43rd points of the game. The 8.3 average is crazy because football is 83 and 43. They say the 83 draft class was the best QB draft class ever. Elway in that one. Daniel Jones with 187 yards. Society of Jesus 187. Again, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died at age 87, 187 days after her birthday. Society of Jesus 187. Washington, D.C. 187. The 97-yard touchdown drive by the Giants. Supreme equals 97. Ginsburg 97. Trump's first Supreme Court justice went into office on April 7th, 2017, the 97th day of the year. The 97-yard drive finished with number 87, Sterling Shepard, getting a touchdown. Again, Superior 97, Justice 87. Ginsburg 97, just died at 87. And I'll show you the screenshots in a moment to make it even more clear. But what the point I'm making is it's Jesuits across the board. They got the politics scripted out with the expiration dates, these lifetime appointments in office. You guys, like they say, all roads lead to Rome. We got the same type of government as Rome way back in the day. We got the same type of empire, militaristic mentality. We got the bread and circus. and they used to call Washington, D.C. Rome on the Potomac. I'll show you more in a moment, but the point I'm making is I'm talking about the same damn numbers every night. Clayton Kershaw picked up his 187th career win in the game where he got 201 strikeouts. Society of Jesus 187, the Jesuit Order 201. They're the same thing, the Jesuits and the Society of Jesus. These numbers again and again. But this Boston Scott, notice he had 46 receiving yards and 46 rushing yards. And again, Thursday night football. Thursday, 46-35, just like Catholic. He's number 35. Makes the big winning play. Kobe's narrating. Kobe won the championship over Boston in 2010. He's showing you this clip from 2010 with Deshaun Jackson, number 10 years ago. All this stuff, rituals and time. Again, the Jesuit logo is the sun. We are on a solar-based calendar from the Catholic Church. The Jesuit logo has 32 rays on their sun. 32 sun rays coming off it. Dodgers, 32 years later, playing the Rays. But, yeah, if you got time, watch the live stream we did that I made public for just looking at very thoroughly at the football game. And, you know, if you watch the live stream, at first I don't realize that even Boston Scott's in the game because I didn't realize Miles Sanders was hurt. But once I found that out, and then we found out Boston Scott was starting, I was like, wow, look at this. He fits right in with this whole 41 pattern. And Kobe winning the championship in 2010 over Boston. So, again, you guys, is it all just a coincidence how all this lines up? How, you know, it's not just this. It's just day after day. These clips that they cut with these specific times that are numbers we talk about. You know, Gianna Bryant, 126, his daughter on 126. And again, that 126 goes right to the Jesuits as well. Here, just to make a point, if you're new here, this is how Gematria works. I'm going to type out the name Adolfo Nicholas. You've probably never heard of this person before, but they died this year on May 20th, 2020 in Japan. And they were the leader of the Jesuits, called the Superior General. And he died May 20th, the day leaving 225 days left in the year. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, his name equals 225. And you see the 54 and 72? Look what happens when I write out Jesuit order, 54 and 72. And here in the U.S., the oldest Jesuit university is Georgetown. It was established January 23rd, 1789, when John Carroll had just turned 54 years old days earlier on January 8th. And John Carroll is also 54 and also 126. And there's a greater reason for the 126 thing, but I'm just letting you know these numbers are relevant to the Jesuits. Kobe dead on 126, traveling from Catholic Mass, which is 201, just like the Jesuit Order's 201, just like Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. His birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. The founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, 201. And again, the list goes on. There's so much more to say here, just to really connect something and make you think about something. If government means govern the mind, mind control, government, govern the mental. And what the controllers want is control of your mind. You focused on the things they want you focused on, believing the things they want you to believe, doing the things they want you to do. Think about this. The CIA. Everybody knows the CIA studied mind control. They've admitted to the MKUltra program. Look up the logo of the CIA. You'll find that it's Central Intelligence Agency, United States of America. That's what's written inside their logo. You know, across the top, it's Central Intelligence Agency, and then around the bottom, it's United States of America. Look it up. 201 in the most pure cipher. From the Pope's birthday, Pope Pius XII, who was the Pope back then, to when the CIA was established, September 18th, 47, it was his 201st day of his age. And when you write out Catholic Pope, it's even 201. Just like the Jesuit order. Just like Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. And don't forget, Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. Jesuit motto, Isus hominum salvator, equals 266, when he spoke in Washington, D.C. on September 23rd, 2015, that was the 266th day of the year. That date could be written 23/9, like 239, the 52nd prime. Pope is 52. President is 52. Government is 52. Authority is 52. White House is 52. 52 weeks in the year, 52 cards in the deck. The Lakers won 52 games in the regular season this year. They got a player named Pope. You see how Pope's 52? Look at Pope Francis, 175. Look at Los Angeles Lakers, 175. Might be a number that reminds you of a plane on 9/11. It's that number's more than Pope Francis. But the Dodgers, when they advanced to the World Series this year, they picked up their 52nd win of the season in Arlington. And there was a massive ritual with the Lakers this year in 52 in the bubble. 239 days after LeBron's birthday, the 52nd prime, there were a number of 52s in the league. And again, is it all just a coincidence that it's like this season after season, these perfect rituals, these same recurring number patterns from, what the Pope's doing when he's visiting the nation's capital to how LeBron's picking up the 52nd win of the season, etc.? I'm going to open it up, and hopefully we'll hear some interesting opinions tonight. But again, really, Boston Scott with the 46 yards receiving and the 46 rushing and the winning play that began with 46 seconds on the clock when we're talking about Thursday night football and 46 and 35 and these numbers week after week. The last Thursday night football game, Tom Brady got his 46th road loss in Chicago, 46, who beat the Patriots in the 85-86 season Super Bowl, 46-10 with the revolutionary 4-6 defense. Chicago won their only Super Bowl with 46 points. Tom Brady on last Thursday night football before yesterday's, which was 2 weeks earlier because there wasn't a Thursday night game the week before because they set up the Tuesday night Titans riddle. It's just crazy what they do, unless it's all just a coincidence. But and if you missed the Tuesday Night Titans thing, just click my channel and click videos, and it should be there. I know I did a video about it. Unless I did it on GematriaEffectNews, which is possible. But, Chicago 46-35. Thursday, 35-46. Brady gets that 46th. Yeah, so here, I'll just show you one more thing that I said I was going to show you, and then I'll go out to the phone lines. Sterling Shepard. Okay, so the Eagles were stopped down near the goal line, stopped on the 3, setting up a 97-yard drive from the Giants. And all this crap, I'm telling you, I think it's scripted. But before the game was played, I was talking about how none of this stuff's a coincidence. It just shows how planned everything out is. The night of this game, again, this Thursday night football game, you have the Pennsylvania team versus the New York team. You have Joe Biden from Pennsylvania, from Scranton, the Jesuit town, versus Donald Trump, who's Jesuit educated at Fordham, from New York. So you have Pennsylvania, New York. The night of the last presidential debate, the men from Pennsylvania, New York. And also on that day, you have Amy Coney Barrett, who's replacing the 87-year-old recently departed Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who went 187 days after her birthday. We're always talking about 187 in D.C. Again and again. Again, both my books that I've written, I talk a lot about 187 in D.C. They were both done before Ginsburg just died 187 days after her birthday. She just adds to a long list of that number and that town and those type of rituals. But she just died at 87. And this game, again, the night of the debate, the night of, what's this Notre Dame product? This Catholic, this latest Catholic to the Supreme Court? Amy Coney Barrett. Amy Coney Barrett. She is passing the Senate on this same day, Thursday, and they've set her confirmation, so she'll officially become a Supreme Court justice Monday, which is Hillary Clinton's birthday. And isn't that interesting? She could have been the president, right? But now it's Trump, and he got 3 Supreme Court justices. It could have been her with 3 Supreme Court justices. And people, who are in the liberal conservative paradigm who are like looking at it from like, okay, I align more my values this way, I'm with this, but not seeing that, okay, maybe your values do more align with the way they portray it, but are these parties really doing anything for anybody at the end of the day, or is it just like the same stuff and the same cycles as everything progressively gets worse? But anyway, she is passing the Senate. The debate's going on, and you have this game between these historic franchises. And the coach of the Giants this year's name happens to be Joe Judge. Oh, so anyway, here's the 97-yard drive. 87 scores the touchdown. Justice 87. Ginsburg just died at 87. Philadelphia Eagles 87, who picked up their 87th win against the Giants by coming back and winning this game. And that scoring drive that ended with number 87, and at that point it felt like the Giants had won the game, right? Big touchdown late in the game, hard deficit to come back from, pretty improbable in 90s era NFL, but in these day and age, man, it's a crapshoot if you're up 11 points with hardly any time left in the game. These games are ridiculous. And realize the thing that's going on right now is there's way more real-time gambling going on in the world, and they're giving people sucker bets. Like, there was probably a decent payout for the Giants to win the game when they were up 11 with whatever it was, 6 minutes and some seconds left in the game. 6:17 left. That's what it was when they scored their touchdown. 6:17 left. The 113th prime number Eagles 113. The election on 113, November 3rd. And anyway, they give people sucker bets, and everyone's like, ooh, that's free money. But then they get their money taken. Because, see, it's a well-oiled machine working against the people. That's why you want this knowledge to see through this stuff. I told my people if the Eagles found themselves in a hole late and there was a miraculous comeback scenario, there'd probably be a lot of value there in a real-time bet, because that's what Kobe narrated earlier in the day, the miraculous comeback by the Eagles. Here's another one. And they have a long line of them because these games are always so ridiculous between these teams. But 97 yards. Supreme is 97. Ginsburg is 97. Her thing's supposed to be up there too. Ginsburg 97, Supreme 97. Donald Trump put in his first Supreme Court justice April 7th, 2017, the 97th day of the year, after Antonin Scalia was found dead with the pillow over his head. Notice how Antonin is 87, Justice 87, Pillow 87. Remember that story like it was yesterday. He was found dead on the 44th day of the year, Lupercalia. Anyway, 97 is also the 25th prime number, Judge 25, Trump 25. You got his latest judge coming through, Giants 25. And this is what we've learned in recent years. The Giants in 25 in patterns is really good. So a lot of my people called in at the beginning of the week, and they're like, look at that. The Giants can become 2-5 on Thursday Night Football. Because Giants in 25 patterns are so consistent. Baseball, football. For example, again, Dak Prescott just got his 25th career win against the Giants in the game where he was injured, which was the same day Alex Smith came back from his horrific injury, 99 weeks exactly after number 99 injured him, J.J. Watt. But I think that was during the 99th NFL season too, wasn't it? Yes, it was. New England 99, they won Super Bowl 53 that year. Brady got his 99th road win in Arrowhead Stadium 99. Think of it, the symbolism with the white patriot beating the native team in the 99th season, the United States of America named on 9-9, September 9th, 9-9. Anyway, coming back to this. Giants in 25. It's normally a really good pattern for them, but what we've discovered is in these primetime games, they line up the normal number that hits in the regular games. It's amazing how they've been doing this in recent years. It didn't used to be this way. 3 years ago, it was not this way. But in recent years, they've been lining up the patterns like Giants in 25. Oh, I was going to say Dak Prescott got his 25th career win, and also in that game, Andy Dalton came in to replace injured Dak Prescott, and he got his 25th career fourth quarter comeback win against the Giants. So a double 25 for the quarterbacks against the Giants in that latest Dallas game. And again, it's just a long list of 25 and Giants. But people are calling me at the beginning of the week and saying, Zach, the Giants could get 2-5. They got some value. And they did cover the spread. Usually when an underdog has a good riddle, they'll at least cover. But I told them, I said, well, you guys, that is also the day of the debate, Pennsylvania, New York. And we know about Joe Biden in 16. He can be the 16th Democratic president. His convention began the day leaving 136 days left in the year, the 16th triangular number, again in March Madness, when UMBC beat Virginia, the first time a 16 beat a 1 on March 16th, 2018. That was the 136th game between a 16 and a 1. And the 16 beat the 1. And then next year, Virginia won the Rig Championship, which again, we called months out from understanding how things are seemingly scripted. Either that or how the simulation works or how the magical spells are cast. And I'm not saying any of that's wrong. I mean, people got all these different beliefs about how this is working out. A lot of people are witnessing it. And even me, after documenting for 7 years and seeing absolutely how it works, some of this stuff still blows my mind. But this 25 ritual was there, but on Thursday night, the narrative felt about like Biden and 16 and how he can become the 46th president. And again, you saw how they did this game with the 46 seconds left on the clock, the 46th receiving yard by Boston Scott for the winning touchdown, who also had 46 rushing yards. Again, Thursday, 46. And here's the other thing. I did a live stream earlier on GematriaEffectNews, and I showed this, and a gentleman called in from New York, and he said this press box that they showed with the kids dancing in the 20 jerseys, they are the children of Joe Judge, who's from Philadelphia, but who coaches New York. And after they scored the 20th points, they went to box office 113, 20 points on the board, kids dancing with number 20. Maybe the reason I didn't hear is I might have had the debate still on in the background when this was going on. But anyway, I didn't realize it was Joe Judge. They didn't put up anything on the screen that said like Joe Judge's children, but apparently this is the family of the coach of the New York Giants. And the gentleman who called him from New York said that 20 is not even a popular player on the team, so like nobody really has that jersey. But it stood out to him how in Gematria, Judge equals 20 in the most pure cipher. So the children of Judge, they go to a clip of them dancing, both wearing 20 jerseys, while the score is 20-10. They're the children of the Judge family, 20. Again, Judge in reverse is 25, like Trump's 25, like Giants is 25. But then there's just the mind-blowing stuff. Again, 6:17 on the clock. They go to box 113. 617 is the 113th prime. Eagles 113. The election's November 3rd. 617, 113. Wrote about it in my first book with the Titanic and the Federal Reserve and what those things have to do with each other, coming 617 days apart when Titanic's 113 and is one of the biggest lies ever told. That's why they teach it to us in school at a young age. At least I speak from someone who started kindergarten in 1988. That's actually what year I started kindergarten. The Simpsons was new that year. I was 5 years old. I was born in 83. And it doesn't matter. So I will just take some calls, and you guys can let me know if you think it's all just a big coincidence or how is this happening? What's your theory on how all this is working out? Again, we started with Mookie Betts. Makes the score 5-0, wearing number 50 against Charlie Morton, number 50, on the 73rd pitch of the game on a date with 73 numerology when Los Angeles Dodgers is 73. And this is a big number we always focus on with the Dodgers. Again, Dodgers became 7-3 at home in the postseason in Game 2 by losing. If the Rays lose tonight, they will also be 7-3 at home, which remains to be seen. But this ritual of 50, and again, the National League is chasing the 50th World Series this year. Last year, Washington got the 49th, and Washington is 49 in the most pure cipher. And again, because of this knowledge, last year we were able to see the Astros losing to the Nationals in Game 7 made a ton of sense before the postseason began, which is exactly what happened. And it had a lot to do with 49. So, all right, I will open up the phone line, and we will talk about, is it all just a miraculous coincidence night after night? Kershaw staying on 88 losses. Game 1, the anniversary of the Dodgers winning the World Series in 88. Hold on. All right, the line is officially open. So is that number on the screen, 509-560-4982. 509-560-4982. And I see some calls are going to voicemail. I think sometimes the system takes I've noticed sometimes there'll be like a lag before it finally actually starts letting people go through. It's like it all goes to voicemail. Here we go.
From
Caller?
Yeah, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
Not much, man. It's not a coincidence, man. Not sure how they doing it, but it's definitely not a coincidence. But all this 7-3, man. Like 7-3, and then the relation with Tom Brady. You see the news with Antonio Brown?
Oh, we can talk about Antonio Brown too. There's all sorts of things with the Antonio Brown thing. 73 is also the 21st
Right.
prime, and they got Walker Buehler, number 21, on the mound tonight, and they're on their way to going up 2-1. We'll see.
Right. And yeah. So Antonio Brown, it's ironically enough, he played with Tom Brady one game.
Yeah,
last year,
well,
and it
not
was-
ironically
it was
enough,
against
all part of the script. Oh yeah, we were all over that game. They won 43-0. Think about that. They won
It was against
43.
Miami.
I know they won 43-0, and Dolphins equals 43, and football's 43, and now he goes to Florida at age 43, and again Cam Newton got his first home win with the Patriots over the Dolphins, and that was his 43rd career home win, and again football's 43. So again, it's all
Antonio Brown.
it's all ritual. But here I'll tell you everything about it because I got a whole decode on it. So today has 37 date numerology. Buccaneers is 37. It also has 73 date numerology. If Brady did go to the Super Bowl and win, he would be 7-3 in Super Bowls. And it would be his 10th Super Bowl appearance, which would be interesting because it's Super Bowl 55, and 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number, and retirement equals 55. And again, football's 43, and so is Florida, and it all started when George W. Bush was the 43rd president. But check this out. From the day Brady officially signed with the Bucs, which was March 20th, to today's signing is exactly 31 weeks later. Brady equals 23 in the most pure cipher. It's the 23rd of the month. Brady in reverse is 31. It's 31 weeks after his signing. Again, 31's the 11th prime. 11's the master number. And the other thing about this is from Antonio Brown's birthday to his signing today is his 106th day of his age. And that's been a huge number with sports rituals this year because Black Lives Matter's 106 and I Can't Breathe's 106 and Black's 106. And they've done some serious racial rituals with Antonio Brown, especially with all the rape stuff, about a little more than a year ago. And from Tom Brady's birthday to this signing is Brady's 82nd day of his age, which is interesting because Antonio Brown Sr. is 82. Vesica Pisces is 82, which is the shape of the football. Game's 82. And from today to the upcoming Super Bowl is 107 days, and Seattle equals 82 forwards and 107 in reverse. And again, the story is that Antonio Brown nearly went to Seattle, but instead he went with the Bucs. So I find it interesting that it happens on Brady's 82nd day of his age. Of course, he has history with Seattle in Super Bowl 49, and that was the game where they didn't hand off and they threw the interception. Russell Wilson's 21st pass got intercepted by number 21 with 21 seconds left on the down 2nd and 1 on the date 2/1, February 1st. Pick equals 21. So, and this year, Russell Wilson got his 49th career home win by beating the Patriots, and Cam Newton got stopped at the 1-yard line on Sunday Night Football, and Russell Wilson lost at the 1-yard line to the Patriots in Super Bowl 49. So there's some big thing they're doing here with Brady in Seattle and past seasons in history, because, again, today's 107 days to the Super Bowl, and Brady's 82nd day of his age, and Seattle's 82 and 107. And that Joe Montana story about getting his child or nephew or grandchild nearly kidnapped earlier this year, they coded 107 all over that, too. I'm going to go back and look at that, because I'm still trying to figure out what that was about. And for the other thing that's a trip is from the game that they played together last year with the Patriots, the one game, from that game to the signing is 404 days later. And what that reminds me of is Revelation, because it's 404 verses. And Revelation has a lot to do with heaven, and heaven equals 55. So I'm thinking about what they're laying down here with this riddle, but I'm like, okay, that's the big 55 word in Revelation. I know it's no accident that it's 404 days later. But yeah, these are riddles, and if you can solve these for what the Super Bowl is. And, For example, two Steelers players just went to two big teams that a lot of people would love to see face each other in the Super Bowl. So, again, you got to just think what the riddle might be.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Brady, man. And I think it's going to be him against Belichick. And just surface level, my reasoning why, like, I don't see the NFL missing out on, like, Brady versus Belichick. I just don't see that. And then, like, Gematria-wise, like, Cam Newton, like, all right, ironically enough, the same week that Antonio Brown played with the Patriots, that one game, was the same week that Cam played his last game with the Panthers, and he played against Tampa Bay. And Antonio Brown caught his touchdown, the one and only touchdown he caught from Tom Brady, at the 1 minute and 19-second mark. And that's also 79 seconds. And Tampa Bay equals 79.
Right.
And then the 43 again. He caught his first pass from Tom Brady from the 43-yard line. And then he caught the last catch on that drive. He caught it 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the first quarter, which is also like 43. And then Brady was sacked at the 7:30 mark. That's like the 7-3 again. And then Antonio Brown was targeted a total 7 times. He made 4 catches, missed 3. And then, that's what it was. He caught his first pass when it was 2nd and 7, and the Super Bowl was going to be on 2-7. So I thought that was like a play on that. And I don't know, man, just everything in total, like, when you just look at everything in totality, the 7-3 with Tom Brady, 73 in his 21st prime, he becomes 73 in his 21st season. And just everything else that lines up with it, I don't see what other direction they go to. And I think it's going to, and they're playing the black quarterback narrative, Cam Newton makes the Super Bowl. I think that's going to be the case. And I think the Eagles and Giants game yesterday, because the total was 43, and those two opponents was the teams that Tom Brady sent in the Super Bowl that he lost to. And ironically enough, the total was 43 points. So I think it was saying, like, this upcoming game that they play against the Raiders, who they play in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady's going to lose, and he's going to become 4-3 on the season, like 43. I think Tom Brady loses this next game against the Raiders.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, that's it, though. I ain't going to take up too much time.
All right, appreciate it, man.
All right.
Yeah. That's the thing about the Raiders this year. Because they're in a new city, they got new numbers that I'm not used to. But Las Vegas, Nevada is 43 in the most pure cipher. It would be interesting if Brady did become 4-3 in Vegas at age 43. We'll see. We'll see. But he didn't. He that was cool that he called in and shared that. But I want to hear somebody call in that thinks it's all a coincidence. Those people that are always trolling in the comments, how come they never call in, but they're so busy in the comments? What's up, caller?
Hey, how's it going, Zach? I just wanted to talk to you about, I saw earlier in your live stream a thing about Joe Judge and his kid's wearing that odd number 20, right?
Right.
One thing that I noticed was that, we're in the year 2020, and there's 2 kids, and that the year spelled out 2020. That was something that definitely stuck out to me, but I'm glad you brought it up because when I was watching that game, I thought something was weird about that.
Right.
And then another thing I wanted to bring up was...
you know what? Let's just pause. Okay, so again, it's... Here, let me get the Joe Judge picture up there so people can see the visual that we're talking about. But I just thought about one other thing that's important about this. In tarot, the 20th card of the tarot deck is the Judgment card. So after the Eagles, coached by Joe Judge, score 20 points, it goes to his family's booth where the kids are dancing in the 20 jerseys in 2020. And in the most pure cipher, the family surname Judge is 20. And again, the 20th card of the tarot deck's the Judgment card. And this game is in Philadelphia, which gets its name from Revelation of the Bible, which is about judgment.
Yes, sir. I mean,
you know what else? I just thought about something else.
But I mean,
Hold on, I got to throw one more thing out there.
The signs are coming together.
Hold on, I got to put one more thing out there. So the kids were in press box 113, and Eagles is 113. The alternate name for Revelation is Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is 113. So, again, I don't think any of this stuff's a coincidence. I'm glad you brought that up, though, again, about the kids. So, it made me think of that.
Yeah, no, thank you. Another thing I wanted to bring up was, about what everything's going on with COVID. I wanted to bring up with the NFL. Before the season started, man, in all of August, I mean, they're saying we took 15,000 tests. We took 15,000 tests, and they're saying 0 staff or players tested positive for coronavirus. And now, I just want to ask you, and then week 4 or whatever comes around, Cam Newton is about to play the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes. And I think it's something about this dark skin, light skin. I think that's what's going on, man. I don't know.
I do too, because we pointed that out at the beginning of the year, because Patrick Mahomes, his first 4 games, he was scheduled to play black quarterbacks who all have darker skin than them. And 2 of them got hurt, so he only ended up playing 2 out of the 4, but he beat them all. And when he beat Lamar Jackson, who definitely has darker skin than him, he became 27-7 in the regular season, and 277 is the 59th prime. And again, we're right before the 59th election, and last year they had Mahomes synced up with the election because he went to White House High School. And again, it's the 59th U.S. presidential election. But yeah, and again, they're focusing a lot on race in this election. All this stuff's connected, but it's just like, even if you look at the rotation lines they put next to the gambling picks, when Mahomes beat the Bills last week, his rotation number for the Chiefs was 277, and they've done a couple riddles with that already this year. Just like how the season began with the 59 date numerology. Because again, for people that are new here, Negro, Slave, Blues, Rasta, they all equal 59. Motown came out in 59. Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. They always do this stuff with Black History and 59 and athletes. And they've been doing it with Mahomes from week 1 of the season as he's been beating darker skinned quarterbacks, including Deshaun Watson, who he beat in week 1.
Yes, sir. I think it's just like, I think I think it's kind of clear that Pat Mahomes is the new NFL's poster boy. I think it's going to be for decades or beyond that. I think he's kind of the new Tom Brady in a way, and I think that it kind of, people overlook it because they just say all these quarterbacks are African American. Well, we see it in politics too. There's a reason why none of these politicians that are high up there are dark skinned. It goes deep. And other than that, Zach, I appreciate the knowledge. I'm actually pretty new here, but other than that, I'm going to let you go. I'll let you speak on this, though. Thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely what they're doing. And that was one of our first observations just to start the season, and the way they had it with all the racial narratives. And remember the Black National Anthem? Again, just to take you back to Thursday Night Football, it was September 10th, the day leaving 112 days left in the year. They played the Black National Anthem, right, which equals 112. And they did it on Thursday Night Football on the day leaving 112 days left in the year. Thursday Night Football is 112. Chiefs is 112. Super Bowl's 112. Houston's 112. It was Houston and the Chiefs. Caller?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, this call is a little about sports and everything. I know sports is scripted and everything, but do you believe everybody knows on the field?
Well, I don't know. It seems like a lot of them have to be in on it, but maybe not everyone. Maybe just enough.
It's crazy how just the yards, the 46 yards.
And they do it night after night. We've been showing the same stuff for going on 7 years now. Just the same type of stuff. Game after game, week after week, season after season. The same stuff that they do. It's amazing.
It's man, there's got to be something else going on that we don't know. It's crazy.
Well, that's when you think about it, that's what the whole world is. The whole world is like to keep people living like in a small mindset, like be into consumerism, get a good job, get money, be entertained. And I mean, it's not to say that's all wrong, but then people don't really think about other stuff. It's like, what else could actually be going on in this world? Are there things like outside of what we're constantly thinking about that are happening? And again, that's why I'm putting it out there to you guys to answer that question. So.
Okay, cool. Well, I believe that, yeah, like the same thing. Most people do know, but I think most people know, like the guys that get paid the big money, like get paid, Tom Brady, of course, and the key players. But I do believe all them they don't, because the more money you make, the more quiet it's gonna be. So.
Right.
That's pretty much how it. That's just crazy, man. How they just put sports in politics and stuff like that, and people not see it. Like, when Cowboys played the Cardinals on Monday night, Donald Trump was at his rally in Arizona, in Prescott, Arizona.
Right.
Cowboys.
Right.
I mean, like, what?
Right. Exactly. And people forget Dak Prescott's brother supposedly committed suicide the day of the draft, and yeah. So.
It's just insane. And matter of fact, when they saw when I showed the 20 two kids with the 20 players with the 20 jerseys on, when they were celebrating everything, what surprised me you said that was Joe Judge's son.
Say that again?
I guess that was the Giants and Eagles game. Those two kids that were dancing with 20 jerseys on. That was Joe Judge.
Those were Joe Judge's kids. Yeah, the coach of the Giants, who's from Philadelphia.
Wow. It won't surprise me if his son will be a coach one day or be in the NFL.
Well, again, to me, it's just all symbolic, and it's because, again, it's synced up with the election, and really it's like you're watching the Giants coach, but he's really from Philly. And it's just like politics, too. You think it's this party, but are they really all just on the same side? What side is he really on? He's from Philly, but he's coaching New York. So, again, to me, it's just all symbolic. And what are the odds the Giants have a new coach this year whose last name is Judge, and that their scheduling lines up with the day that Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies, and now they just happen to be getting the judge in that day for the Supreme Court, this lifetime appointment? I mean, these are just a lot of coincidences that I know are not coincidences. It's further proof of how it's all scripted together, from the sports to the federal government to the news. So.
There's no way, man. It's crazy. But appreciate your work, man. You saw Jones, how he just fell down, and he just running by himself, and these fast corners that can't supposedly catch him.
And what's crazy though, that was a weird play. So when he fell, they put up the stat right away that he was on 92 receiving yards, and Giants equals 92, or not receiving yards, but rushing yards, and Giants is 92. So. Yeah.
Yeah. So you paid this to the secondary. They purposely slowing down, by the way. So.
Well, I forget what play it was. You could see there was a play where maybe it was the one where Daniel Jones ran down the phone, but you could see the guy in the secondary who was to his right side was just like jogging alongside him. It's like, look, he's not even trying to catch up and get him. So.
Exactly. Then on the highlight, when you press the highlights on Google, they had 31 and 8. Jones in that corner, like 38 plus 8 is 31 plus 8 equals 39, like New York. They had
just like 39. Exactly. New York 39 always, and Golden Tate had the 39-yard touchdown reception last night.
This is crazy, bro. Right in the face. I can't believe I was fooled, but I'm glad. Appreciate waking you up, man. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all I have.
All right. Appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
You too, bro.
Remember, I always say every New York Super Bowl comes back to 39, which is true. And New York, everything's 39. It goes beyond Gematria. It goes to dates of establishment, who's been the governors there, World's Fair, World Series, championships. Just New York and 39 is huge. Golden Tate has his first reception for 39 yards and a touchdown last night. New York Empire 39, NY 39, NYC 39. Again, it's based on the alphabetic order, forwards and backwards. The 4 base ciphers. New York has a 39 connection in every base cipher. Caller?
How you doing?
What's up?
So I'm going to call in again about the Chiefs game this week and what I noticed.
Okay.
So I don't, just a quick side piece. I think it was like the game yesterday or something that somebody scored with 42 seconds left. So there was some sort of 42 ritual. like Bleacher Report. I have Bleacher Report's notifications on, and they always send a notification that always has some sort of like number in it, and I just look at it and I smirk. I'm just like, yeah, that's fake.
Huh.
But anyways, I just wanted to say Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 26 carries for 161 yards. So 6 plus 1 plus 1, that's like 26. And then he had a 6.2 average. The Chiefs won 26-17. Right after they signed Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
I just thought that was pretty obvious and pretty odd.
His birthday is the 101st day of the year, and he's a rookie this year in the 101st NFL season. And he's from Louisiana. Louisiana's 101. Again, 101's the 26th prime. Special number 26. Game and God 26. Letter 26. 26 letter alphabet. Yeah, that's a big number.
Yeah, I was watching the TFR yesterday, and you said you see Mahomes three-peating.
I think there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance, indeed.
What? Can you explain to me? Because I didn't I listened, but
so next year's Super Bowl is in L.A. L.A., the land of 41. Kobe Bryant 41, dead at 41, the weekend before Mahomes' first Super Bowl. Kobe Bean Bryant 54. Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowl 54. Remember, Mahomes' 41st pass was his 26th completion to number 26 to take the lead for the first time in the game. Bryant 26, Kobe Bryant 41, dead on the 26th at age 41. You thought what?
I thought his 41st pass was the one that sealed the game. You know what I'm saying? Right at the end, where it was an overthrow to Sammy Watkins to run out the clock. I thought that was his last pass.
Oh, that actually could be right. It could be his 41st pass to number 26 for the 26th completion that sealed the game. That could be it. But God, I thought it was the one where they took the lead for the first time. I'll have to go back and double check.
I mean, that would make sense.
But okay, that's besides the point. The point is, it was 41 after Kobe Bryant plus Super Bowl's 41. Yeah. This year's Super Bowl's in Tampa, and then next year's Super Bowl is in L.A. And the Chiefs right now are 2-1 in Super Bowls. They won last year's Super Bowl with 31 points. Chiefs equals 31. Right. So I think that's a possible scenario. Unless it's all about Brady getting his 7th this year, which is another scenario. But I see that 41 thing with Mahomes. So.
Yeah, there's a ton of evidence there for Brady. I was just listening to you talk to that caller, and Jesus, I was like, as a sports fan, before I found out Gematria, obviously nobody likes Brady unless you're a Patriots fan. And I don't care if it's rigged or not. I don't want him winning another fucking ring because I cannot stand I can't stand him. I don't know. There's just something about him. I don't know. He's just a weird human being, man.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to let somebody else get in. I appreciate it. You have a good night.
All right. Have a good night.
See you.
Call from?
Caller.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
This is AJ. I was watching the video earlier. You was talking about the Rays and the Dodgers game, and you said that the Skull and Bones riddle was kind of strong, but the Rays ended up losing. Now, do you think they lost because the Dodgers 73?
That was the number. That 73 number kills for the Dodgers again and again, and it's just like on the 73rd pitch of the game, Mookie Betts got the hit that made the score 5-0. Mookie Betts number 50 versus Morton number 50. Dodgers trying to win the 50th World Series for the NL.
And Bush equals 50.
Right. And again, you guys, the Bush family used to run the Rangers from George W. Bush's birthday, July 6th, to the day the World Series again on October 20th, was George Bush's 107th day of his age. George Bush 107, Rangers 107. The World Series is in the Rangers ballpark that used to be run by the Bush family. And so yeah.
Now Cash he's 50 and 27 for the season, right?
Right.
So the 27, that equals ritual in the gematria, right? 27 ritual got 27 in it.
Ritual equals 27 in the most pure cipher, right?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it makes sense with that one. But I thought they would have won. I thought the Dodgers would have won 7-3 just to get all those numbers connected like that. But
Well,
they didn't get 7.
what's 62? What if you watch today's live stream? What did I start off by talking about? The connection with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are the most 62 team in sports. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Buccaneers
Yeah,
62. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 62.
And then Arlington, Texas is 62.
Exactly, and so is Arlington, Texas, in the most pure cipher. So
So how do they like you said the last couple of years they've been double scripting it, right?
Indeed.
So how the hell is they still able to have it in sync with the politics and the news? Like,
well,
you see what I'm saying? Like, if they switch up the sports riddles.
But notice the themes are always running through the same people. They're always running through the same people. It's Tom Brady year after year. It's LeBron James year after year. The narratives run through the same people who are synced up with the presidency. All this stuff. So the narratives are just running through a few people. You know.
Okay. All right, cool. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, and again, look at the thing about like Arlington, Texas. Like what we documented early in the season was we saw when Boston and Tampa Bay were playing each other in baseball, with Brady going from Boston to Tampa Bay. We noticed how the game 179 days before the Super Bowl. What is it? Oh yeah, it's because Buccaneers is 179. Buccaneers is 179. Let me think about everything it is again. Buccaneers is 179. Tampa Bay Lightning is 179. The Lightning advanced to the Stanley Cup on 17/9, but 179 days before the Super Bowl, that was the game where they had that huge ritual between the Rays and the Boston game. And then the next game, they had another game in the series, and Boston won 17-8 the next day, exactly 178 days before the Super Bowl. And then the first game in the Stanley Cup between the Boston Bruins and the Lightning, that was 168 days before the Super Bowl. And we said, this looks like a good day for Boston to win that game. They did win that game, and then they lost the next 4. They got beat 4-1 in that series. But Boston Bruins is 168. That game 1 between Boston and Tampa Bay and NHL was 168 days before the Super Bowl. And Massachusetts is 168 as well. So and there's been even more, but they've just been scripting all this stuff together perfectly with Tampa and the sports teams. So yeah, I'm just trying to.
I was thinking about like they could be using like some esoteric like energy so they could like get everything in sync so perfectly like that. You know what I'm saying? It's either that or they got the technology to do it. Right, but I heard stories like people going to trance, like going to spiritual trance, and then they like write these stories or riddles down, and it comes out being the truth. So it's like stuff like that gets me thinking. And then I was watching Space Jam. Remember that part in Space Jam when the back catcher was telling Mike the pitches that was coming, the next pitches?
I forget. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah, this is when Mike supposedly retired playing basketball. He went to baseball, and in the movie, he was up to bat, and the catcher was telling him the next pitches, and Mike was looking at him like he was crazy. But it's funny because that could be how they could be doing it in the actual real life, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, I think the other thing I remember from Space Jam is where Michael Jordan's putting and the rabbit's under the thing with a magnet guiding the ball to the hole or something like that too. So
Yeah, I was just watching something with Tiger Woods. He was making some crazy ass putts. Like the ball would just go one way and go back the other way, and then end up going in. Like I don't know if Bugs Bunny is under the ground with magnets, but it got to be something.
yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the call. I'm gonna let somebody else get in.
All right,
take care, man. See you.
Peace.
Call from.
Caller.
Hey, you guys might have already touched on this, but did you guys see that report of in 2016 someone on Twitter predicted it would be the Dodgers and the Rays in the World Series and the Rays would win 4-2?
So where was that predicted at?
Well, according to this source, it was a prediction made on Twitter in 2016.
By what was the Twitter handle?
It doesn't. I didn't see.
Okay.
I wasn't sure on that.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Yeah, but
That would be.
It's kind of.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. I mean, it seems highly unlikely now that they're down 2-1. You know, they'd have to come back and win 3 in a row. I was actually going to ask you, do you think it would be likely for the Dodgers to win 4-2? Because it seems like a lot of 4-2 this year and 2-6 and everything. You
well,
know,
again, Mookie Betts got traded from Boston on 4-2, February 4th. February is the month that equals 42. And he led the...
Willie Mays? Willie Mays or something like that, 42?
Well, Jackie Robinson was 42.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got the
Jackie equals 42. And again, Chadwick Boseman, from his death to the day the Dodgers picked up their 53rd win, Game 1 of the World Series was 53 days later. Los Angeles is 53. And again, he died on Jackie Robinson this day. He played Jackie in the movie 42, and he also played the Black Panther. And Jackie Robinson was in the Black Panther Tank Brigade. But
wow.
So
you just said 50. You just said 53, correct?
Los Angeles equals 53, and 53 days after Chadwick Boseman died, the Dodgers got their 53rd win of the season. Los Angeles equals 53. That was Game 1 of the World Series. And it was on the anniversary of Los Angeles winning the World Series in 1988, right. October 20th. But yeah, the 40
88 stuff with Kershaw and everything, man, that's really compelling.
The 42 thing, Mookie Betts, he led the Black Lives Matter player protest 42 days from his birthday after the Kenosha shooting, and the Dodgers called up their second baseman from the minor leagues who was from Kenosha the same day.
yeah, major sign-ups all the time with the players in the 42. And it seems like 52 and 53, yeah, it seems, and then the reverse of 53 would be 35. That's another significant number as well. Wasn't LeBron 35?
LeBron was 35 years old this year. He won the finals. King James equals 35. The real King James became a Freemason at age 35.
Yeah, exactly. So the 53 correlates back to that, and then also correlates back to LeBron correlates back to 13 because LA equals 13, correct?
LA's 13, right?
Yeah, and there's been a lot of 31s too this whole postseason, which goes back to Houston. You know, the Astros and the scam. You know, all the alleged cheating, all that stuff, and then winning the. You know.
Well, and now Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton had the last pitch when Houston beat the Dodgers in the 113th World Series, and now he's on Tampa Bay and he's facing the Dodgers again. And tonight the Dodgers had the Big 50 ritual against him. So.
Yep. And if it goes to Game 7, which seems highly unlikely at this point, but I mean, if it doesn't end 4-2, it obviously is going to go to Game 7. You know, hypothetically, and then that would be Charlie Morton again in Game 7. And I think he's undefeated in Game 7. He's like 4-0 or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was pretty compelling. So all right, well I appreciate it, Zach.
All right.
Oh, one more question. What's your quick thought on the Niners this weekend? Do you think they have a chance to scoop it to upset?
We'll talk about it all on Patreon. Yeah, if you guys want sports info, you guys should sign up. I hardly charge anything. We're trying to build a movement here. So. All right, man.
I hear you, brother. All right.
Yeah, take care.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I always know who's not supporting by the questions they ask. Let's go out to Arizona. What's up, Arizona?
What's good?
What's up, man? I hear your video coming through the background.
What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Doing all right.
All right, so I just wanted to call about the number 56.
Okay.
And so there was this news I was watching just a while ago. It was First Take with or not First Take. It was Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, and they were talking about LeBron James and Michael Rappaport. It was the one with Michael Rappaport. It was about like 5-6 days ago, and Michael Rappaport brought up LeBron, and he was like, "Hey, Skip, how old is LeBron? 56?" And then Skip laughs, and he looks at Shannon, and he says, "Yeah, he's 56. We all know LeBron's not 56, but it was kind of like a inside joke between them."
Huh.
And so I went ahead and did some research, and we all know what 56 is in full reduction, coronavirus, Fauci, toilet paper.
Society of Jesus. Don't forget the most important one is the Jesuit number. That's why they use it.
Yeah, National Guard, unemployment, Washington, D.C., toilet paper, mind control. But yeah, this whole year is 56, right? So that was the little inside joke that they had. Even Puppet Biden is 56, Puppet Pence 56, Puppet Trump 56. And then I did my own little research, and in reverse full adduction, Puppet James, Puppet LeBron, LA Lakers, Miami Heat, You Are Fooled equals 56 in reverse full reduction. So yeah, 56 is a big number, I guess. That I don't know. I just caught it within Skip and Shannon. So I was just walking. I was like, 56, huh? And I went into my research, and it aligned perfectly. I was like, maybe Zach is on to something. Maybe Zach is on to something.
Yeah. Anything else, man?
No, man, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to touch bases with you on that. I really highly suggest you look at that video that was posted about maybe 5 to 6 days ago. It's about the number 56.
Indeed. I'll look it up. I appreciate it.
Awesome. No problem, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah. See you, man. Okay. So nobody's calling in who's a who thinks it's all a coincidence, but those people are always in the comments. Yeah, this stuff they do, man, it's just unbelievable. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? How are you?
What's up, man?
Not too much, man. Not too much. Real quick, man. It's funny that last caller just mentioned the number 56. I'm not sure if you're aware, but that big movie came out today called Behrendt. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that movie.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen. I know who he is.
Exactly. Yeah, so they're doing crazy promotion everywhere for it. It's getting a bit wild. So, I don't know. Something clicked in my head and just wanted to tie it to the Pope's birthday because there's a lot of weird cryptic stuff in that movie. So, real quick, Borat equals 56. Society of Jesus, obviously 56. The year 2020 in words equals 56. From the release date of this movie, Borat, which was today, Borat 2, to the Pope's birthday, 84th birthday, is 56 days, including end date. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. There's obviously a lot more, to be honest with you, and I just don't want to hold you up. But, I mean, you know, the Pope's birthday this year has 69 numerology. The Jesuit order, 69. You know, Jesuit 84, he's turning 84. So, you know all that shit. But, yeah, man, you know, just thank you again. Thank you again. Appreciate the time.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Call from.
Caller?
Hey.
Hey.
It's Whitney. Hey, this is Whitney. I'm a veteran. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm actually a teacher right now. And this is my first year teaching, and I can say that with the masks, and the mask that we have to wear as teachers and the mask that we're putting on the kids, it's I can't even describe because it's just not what it's not what school is supposed to be, and it's not what I expected. You know,
I know all about it. I'm a certified school teacher. I know all about it.
Man, it's I don't as a veteran. Okay, my mother was in the military. I served 8 years in the Army, and I was a mechanic. And my grandfather was in the military, and I really just wanted to teach. And I thought once I got a chance to teach and to coach, this would be my chance. And they're really stripping us of our humanity. Every day I try to make a connection with these kids, and it's like I have this mask on. It's hard to teach. I run out. Bro, it's fucked up, man. It's just fucked up.
Well, I'll have to give you the silver lining. At least you still get to be in the building with kids. They don't even have that privilege up here in Washington. Everyone's teaching online, so you can't even see the kids. But I totally hear you. I totally hear you. And you know what else is good? It's good that you're in there because you got the right heart and the right mindset. And honestly, if you have that kind of perception, you're probably going to end up getting into some trouble. They're probably going to tell you need to be on some antidepressants or something. But no, you're
they try to put me on that shit. But I found you. I started watching Tupac Talks, and I just found out everything. My whole life was a lie. And, all my idols were just bullshit. And just I just found my way through the Matrix, and I just found the channel, and it's really I grew up with Michael Jordan and Mike Tyson. Those are my heroes, and just to see everything is a fucking lie. It's it's. I watched her book too. I'm trying to read it, but I'm doing lesson plans and trying to teach at the same time.
It's a lot. I know. I wouldn't have any time to read an additional book as a teacher. That's amazing. You're even trying to pull it off. Yeah. I know how it is.
I'm definitely I'm invested. I'm a fan. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope, but I'm fighting. I'm doing what I can.
That's all we can do. I appreciate it. I'm sure the kids really appreciate it too. And yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I understand your emotion, but I'm just saying at the same time, at least you still get to be in the building with kids because I live across the street from a teacher right now, and she's just so sad because she said it's just never been more frustrating, less enjoyable. She's having to work more than ever before. There's all these problems. She can't see the kids. So it could be even worse. But it's good that they have you. So I hope you stick with it.
Definitely, man. Stay safe.
Yeah. All right, you have a good night.
All right, bye.
All right, take care. Bye. Oh. Shoot, sorry, Chicago. I tried to pick up. I hit it, but I guess it was just too late. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is it a coincidence that Boston grabs the 22nd points on the 22nd for the Eagles? And you had to love during the first quarter when there was 22 seconds left, they put up the stat that the Eagles had 222 yards of offense in the first half. They're high for the season. And of course, Andy Reid got his 222nd career win to start this year in Super Bowl 54 on 2/2, and he used to coach the Eagles. I'm telling you, it's a league of rituals. Caller?
Yo, what's good?
What's up?
Cool, chilling. Hey, look, I think that the Cardinals going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, that'd be a big long shot. I'd be surprised if it was the Cardinals, but I'm listening.
Look, the Cardinals, right? If you type in the Cardinals, it's 51.
We don't do that with the team names. We don't put the in front of the team names. You got to use those team names as they write them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that they're going to win tonight or Sunday night.
They got a shot on Sunday night. Isn't it interesting that they kicked Tom Brady and the Raiders out of Sunday Night Football to put in Arizona and the Seahawks? I'm like, wow. What are they going to do with that? They kicked out Tom Brady for the Cardinals, man. Crazy.
Because I think Tampa is 51 in Gematria too.
It is. Tampa is 51.
And then Pete Carroll was born right in 51. And I think they're 5-0 right now. They're gonna lose to Kyler Murray, who's a 5 in Life Pass. and he wears number 1.
Okay.
So that's like 5-1.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This is like how Gary the numbers guy does it. That's how he picks his games. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been doing some research because I just realized that they'd be rigging these games, and it's like irritating me.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
They rig them. That's for sure. All right, man. I appreciate it. I remember you called it. You called it. All right. You have a good night. All right. See you, man.
All right.
Call from.
Caller.
Zach.
What's up?
Zach Frank from Chicago, man.
Hey.
A faithful Patreon subscriber.
I appreciate it.
I want to know, Zach, I got up this morning looking for the daily picks, and I ain't see it, man. It said your channel had been removed or something.
I see that the channels are still here. They should still be here.
No, I got the picks through my email, but once I went on your website, it said all the daily picks have been removed.
What? Hold on. That doesn't
Yeah,
sound
maybe you want to check that out, Zach, and fix it for us.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'll look into that. See if anyone else is having that problem. But I appreciate the heads up. From my end, I can see that everything is here. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I got them through my email, but usually I just go on your website and just punch up daily picks and it pop up. Today it said channel was removed.
I don't know. I don't know. You keep saying daily picks. He's the guy who trolls the page all day. I don't know if you're calling in for daily picks, but my thing just every day you go into Patreon is just the most recent top post is the most current information. It's all right there, man. So if you're on Patreon, stay away from that troll daily picks, though. I don't know why you keep repeating that phrase. All right, later, man. Yeah, something didn't seem right about that because everybody knows that the troll that's on my page that just posts 24/7, 365. That's why it doesn't seem like it's a human being. It seems like it's an AI or maybe it's a CIA login and they just post there all day long. But anyway, his name is Daily Picks, the biggest troll on the page, and that guy just kept saying the Daily Picks, Daily Picks. That felt like, yeah, I don't know.
Call from.
Caller.
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
What's up, man?
Not much. This is OA. I usually call in for sports, or it says sports related, but yeah. You just on the topic of everything like being fucking rigged, right? I was just doing like some light UFC Decode, and almost every single fight without a fail has like coronavirus numbers in it, and it just like had me thinking. So just to start off, and I'm not going to do too much because I know this isn't the live stream, but Khabib Nurmagomedov's full name is 1229 and Jewish, which is the 201st prime.
That's just like this Boston Scott dude. This Boston Scott, the 201st pick of the draft. His big career game before this was on December 29th. 1229, like 1229, the 201st prime. Yeah, so we were talking about that in the live stream yesterday. We're like, look at that. This guy is a real 201. We knew he was going to do something special yesterday. The most Thursday move of the game, man. Number 35 on the 46 seconds on the clock. Gets the winning touchdown to get to 46 receiving yards and 46 passing yards. It's just, or receiving and rushing yards. It's just, it's so scripted, man.
Right on the nose. Like, and his brother, right? Brother's name is Umar Nurmagomedov, and his name is 201 in the English ordinal. And it's just like, come on now, like what are the fucking odds? And Khabib is facing Justin Gaethje. His name is 201 in Francis Bacon, and the dude's coming in today at 22-2. Like, what the fuck?
Well, and then you just start to, again, Khabib's father died this year on his 287th day of his age, and I documented that, and then LeBron James wins the NBA Finals on Father-Daughter Day on his 287th day of his age, so I'm like, Khabib's the top of the UFC, loses his father by that number. LeBron wins the championship on Father-Daughter Day on his 287th day of his age, the year that Kobe and Gianna die. A day after he passes Kobe in points scored in Philly, at least as they tell us. But, yeah, it's just one of the odds.
I was going to say, in the last point real quick, besides Gaethje's lane also equaling 56, I'm up like about 600 this week on soccer. And like, I know you don't cover soccer, but I just want to let everyone know that, this code is it's applicable fucking
Oh,
worldwide.
people know that. People always ask about doing, international football. I say, yeah, it's the same code. You speak English, you can decode the names of the coaches. It's the same shit going on across the world. So,
right, confirmed. And right, that's it, Zach, man. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll call in later.
indeed, appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, there's people all over the world having success with European football. That's why when everyone asks me to decode the European football, you guys, I'm giving you the knowledge. Decode it yourself. This stuff's not that complicated. You start to realize there's a pattern with 35 and 46 on Thursday Night Football, and you talk about it week after week. Again, the week before this Thursday Night Football, Tom Brady got his 46th career road loss in Chicago, 46. The week before that, Ryan Fitzpatrick got his 35th career road win. Caller.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, I don't know a whole lot about sports, but I've just been, there was this one thing I've been saying to myself lately with the election and everything and with the sports, but it's like these guys, they don't leave nothing to chance, you know what I mean? And so I went and typed that into the Gematria calculator, and sure enough, leave nothing to chance is 201.
Huh, crazy.
I think that's what the phrase was, leave nothing to chance. Yeah. And then I also typed in, was it, I forget what it was now. It's something like everything's rigged, I think is what it was. I think that's 201 also.
Huh.
But yeah, I just wanted to drop those on you. It's just not much, but just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, appreciate it.
You bet, buddy.
Right,
Keep
thanks,
up the
man.
good work, man. I love it.
All right, have a good night. See you.
Peace.
But what are the odds? The two biggest stories of this week in the world of sports are, this Boston Scott, the 201st pick, and Clayton Kershaw getting to 201 postseason strikeouts. You know what I mean? And not to mention, we're talking about 201 all year and the significance of the number and the rituals they keep doing. We just had the Matt Ryan example in sports a few weeks back in his 201st game. He's Jesuit educated. They put up that stat. Let me see. How can I fast forward it? Right here. They put up this stat about going 201 laps around the stadium, and Matt Ryan's 201st game, and this is right before he gave the massive comeback and another 126 thing. It's just, again, Matt Ryan's Jesuit educated. He went to Boston College. Remember when the Boston football team beat Atlanta in the massive comeback? Tom Brady, Boston, New England. All right, well, as per usual, the trolls did not call in. I saw somebody talking big in the chat, but they never came in here. So, somebody says they don't have interest in decoding golf. Well, you might want to switch up your game on that. There's a lot of big earnings in golf. There's a dude out in Ireland, Ballsy. He's not in the chat right now, but he thinks he's got golf down to a science. He's been killing it this year. But golf, you got to know the numbers that recur with the tournaments and the courses. Caller? You got to mute the video. You got to mute the video. Are you calling in? Hello? Okay. Someone tells me that was a way of trolling, just calling in and being so quiet. It's not a very good argument. So. I have to look him up. Ballsy. I think he's in Ireland. Let me see. Let me see if I can look up his information real quick. Give me 1 second here. I forget exactly how he spells his name. I know it's Ballsy something. Or it's Bali go backwards. Hold on here.
From
Caller?
Jeremy. This is Jeremy. Hi, how's it going? They killed Van Halen, didn't they?
Well, he died on the day, leaving 86 days left in the year. 10-6, known for the tapping sound, tapping 106, guitar 86, blood sacrifice 86. We did say a couple days before that happened, we said that could be the day that we hear the next big celebrity death, and it ended up being Eddie Van Halen. So.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the chances of someone killing Jakey Lee?
Help me out with who that is. Who's Jakey Lee?
He was a guitarist for Ozzy for a long time.
Let me look at it real quick. Jakey, huh? Jakey Lee.
Yeah, Jake, then the middle initial E, then Lee, L-E-E.
Got it.
But his real name is Jake Williams.
I see that. Jakey Lou Williams, born February 15th, 57. So he turned 63 this year. Somebody just died in connection to Ozzy not long ago on a 66 ritual. And what is it? Rock and roll is 66. Rock and roll is 66.
I know Sharon Osbourne hated him.
I think Ozzy Osbourne is 66 too. Let me make sure I spell it right. Somebody died recently. It was maybe it was in 2018. I know I was living in this house when I covered it. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. God, I just noticed Ozzy Osbourne's even 201. Unbelievable. That's
wow.
You know what? Somebody pointed out earlier this year. God, I got to go back and look what it is. Somebody pointed out that Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off the bat, and somehow they saw something they were like, could that have been coronavirus foreshadowing because it was blamed on bats? I didn't realize Ozzy Osbourne was 201. I forgot to look into it. But his name is 66, and rock and roll 66, and there's something else about that. I'm forgetting right now, but I'll go back and find the story. But yeah, I just saw that guy's 63, so maybe in a few years. If I was close to Ozzy Osbourne and I was 66, I would just be extra careful. So. Yeah, that's I didn't realize Ozzy Osbourne was 201. That's weird. That number's just everywhere in entertainment.
Awesome.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, see you. If you guys ever notice on my live streams when most people call in and ask about stuff, I usually have something to show because I have done a lot of work in the last 7 years, covering a lot of subjects, a lot of repetitive patterns. Like Clayton Kershaw, 201 career when they had him up there earlier in the game, like they showed it when he was like at 196, I was like, oh my god, don't tell me he's gonna finish on 201 tonight. Here comes a blocked number, so this could be. You just never know.
Coincidence.
Coincidence. Love it.
Listen, man.
Here we go.
Why can't you just accept, bro, okay, that it's all just a coincidence, man? Why is it so hard? Like, I think you're suffering from... Do you know what cognitive dissonance is, man?
Indeed.
I think you're suffering from cognitive dissonance, man. That's what I think's going on here.
So again, the coincidence is what rules the world, and if you do not accept that coincidence rules the world, you are suffering from cognitive dissonance. Correct?
I mean, listen, man. I think you're trying to flip this on me here, and I'm trying to say that I think you need to look up what that means, what cognitive dissonance really means. Because next you're probably going to say COVID-19 is all a hoax, and there's some global agenda to bring in some new world order, some grand master plan to bring in some global governance and surveillance state or some crazy. I've heard all this shit. I've heard all this shit before. And, yeah, you guys are crazy, man. You really have nothing better to do with your time.
So is that an honest opinion, or are you trying to call in and like play the devil's advocate and really support the information we're putting out?
No, I'm just high, man. But I'm still. I wanted to ask you what Domus Sanctimarte is, because I always hear you talking about it. I've been meaning to look it up, but
I always say what it is too. That's the room where Suite 201 is. Pope Francis
okay, that's Suite 201. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but so LeBron James and Illuminati Puppet both equal 923, which I thought was kind of funny.
Well,
Illuminati
the 923 thing's interesting because if you remember the Philadelphia train wreck, right before LeBron's movie came out called Trainwreck, they said that train was traveling 106 miles per hour. The word prophecy is 106, and Philadelphia is named in the book of Revelation, which is a book of prophecy. But they said LeBron was traveling, or they said that train was traveling 106 miles per hour, and it crashed at 9:23. It was right before LeBron's movie came out, Trainwreck, and that might have been right before Pope Francis came too, because he spoke on the White House lawn on 9:23. And again, this year's season with the Lakers seems to be perfectly in sync with the Pope. And don't forget that LeBron was born 201 days after the NBA Finals concluded in 1984. And that was Pat Riley back then. And this year the NBA Finals were set between Pat Riley's two teams on the Jesuit birthday with Rome, September 27th, which was 191 days after Pat Riley's birthday, and Society of Jesus is 191, and he's from Rome, New York. So...
And then, Shaking My Head Productions. I don't know if you're familiar with his page, but he puts up he put a couple of videos out on both his channel, on his main and his backup, about 923, 329, the mixes of the, what is the other one?
239 is the big one. 239 is really the most important one. It's the 52nd prime.
Right?
Yeah.
What can you say about those variations of 239, 320?
Well, okay, so again, 23 and 9, what the relationship is 23 is the ninth prime number. 23, the ninth prime. September 23rd is the day leaving 99 days left in the year. So 9, 9, 9, 23, 23, the ninth prime. So a lot of nines really in connection to that date. And Pythagoras said the number 9 represented God. He thought 9 was the most special number. And Pythagoras is important to the secret societies.
Right,
but,
right. I mean, there's a whole cipher, right, of Pythagorean Gematria.
Yeah, that's the most pure one. It's just like where Los Angeles Dodgers is 73, and today the 73 date, Mookie Betts on the 73rd pitch has the big 5-0 ritual. But,
just so people know, like in chat, they got confused. I don't know.
I could tell that you were being. It didn't seem like you were being sincere. It seemed like you were like just playing.
I thought it'd be obvious to most, especially when I was doing this voice. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So, I thought it was funny. Illuminati and Christians match in all 4 ciphers. I don't know what to make of that, but that's just ironic to me. Trump to Biden. Trump's birthday to Biden's birthday is 5 months and 6 days, so more 50. I heard that caller in about a half hour ago, 20 minutes ago, dropping all those 56 cues, but obviously 56. But yeah, man, that's about it. What else? Fucking DJT, Donald J. Trump, 4, 10, and 20, like Walter Reed is 104. JNT 104, and then he got out of the hospital on 10/4 after 3 days. Of course, he got in on 10:02 or 102, whatever, 201. But yeah, it's funny how they did the 3-day thing. A lot of people are saying like, it was mockery, pure mockery of the 3 days that Christ was buried and rose again, and it's all mockery. I mean, everything's fucking mockery to them. So. Just like how Illuminati and Christians match in all 4 ciphers. I mean, how far back do you think, or do you know that Gematria goes? I mean, is it before? Is it like before Christ? Is it?
Yeah, it would be before Christ. It goes back to Babylon. So it's thousands of years old. It's much older than Christ. Yeah.
Assyrian, Babylonian, something like that.
Sumer, where language comes from.
Right. Well, hey, that's all I wanted to drop, so I'll let it move on to the next caller. Just wanted to give a little troll, lighten the mood up a little bit.
All right.
Have a good night, Zach.
All right, keep it up.
My guy.
See ya.
Deuces, my man.
All right, so he had his whole planned troll imitation. It wasn't bad. I mean, the voice was right. The arguments were right. I think we'll wrap it up there, True Seeker. I stayed on longer than I meant to. And Yeah. So I'm sure the trolls will be in the comments. We'll give them another chance to call in sometime. All right, fine. One last call. You know me. I'm always a sucker for one last call. One more. What's up, caller?
Yeah, Zach, I was calling about the number 187 and 88. That came up with Kershaw this week.
Yeah.
NASCAR driver is going to be number 88 is going to be having his 187th race down there in Dallas.
Incredible.
Where Kershaw is originally from.
Man, that reminds me of JFK getting killed in the 187th year of the nation's existence. That's interesting. So.
But yeah, it's like, what was it, Arizona Cardinals? They had 88 games before they, in the regular, I guess, head-to-head matchup before they played Dallas.
Okay.
But it looks like, and also too, NASCAR, if you break that down, it's National Association, what is it, stock car, whatever, that breaks down to 187.
Huh, okay. What NASCAR stands for. Go figure.
So, to me, it looks like Alex Bowman's you just throw it out there to guys that do the decoding. Looks like he's going to be, potential winner this week. He's in the playoffs still.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Big upset. We're talking 35 to 1, 33 to 1, something like that.
I will check that out. Number 88 car, okay.
It'll only be his third win, and I would think that he'll be knocking out, if this happens, he'll knock out number 2, which is Kozlowski, so you could probably look at Kozlowski to have a top 5. Maybe we'll have a battle between the two, try to put some drama in there.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to look more.
And also, the big news, too, another thing points to where he could win is that the big news in NASCAR was Jordan coming up with a name and a number for their car. I don't know if you heard that.
You say Jordan? Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan's teaming up with Denny Hamlin, and they're going to be having a Bubba Wallace race for him.
Really? Okay, I got to look into that. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's kind of old news, but now that the news yesterday broke that the name of the team is going to be 2311. That's going to be spelled, 2311 Racing. And it's spelled like, 23, then XI.
Huh.
Anyway, it looks like to me, I was looking ahead, but I see Bubba Wallace, his driver, winning Daytona next year because that's going to be on the 45th day of the year. Now, that's getting out there. But, there looks like stuff that they would surprise, his first race with that organization, win Daytona.
Interesting.
But,
the thing about 23XI that stands out to me is X is 24 and I is 9. So if you add 24 plus 9, it's 33. So it's like 2333. You add those together, it's 56 like NASCAR. Like how they did that big Black Lives Matter ritual banning the Confederate flag and introducing the Black Lives Matter car this summer on June 10th, the 56 date. So, I'm going to look more into that Jordan thing. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, and while you're at it, you might as well look at the guy they'll be talking about is, I think his name is Wendell Scott. I'm pretty sure that's his name. He was the previous NASCAR driver, and he only won one race, and that was on a dirt track down in Jacksonville just it was just over a week after JFK was killed, and they made it, I guess, tensions were high at the race, and he didn't get his trophy. Well, guess what? And it was on a dirt track, half mile. Guess what? They're bringing dirt tracks to, I think, Bristol, the first race. So that's the first time they've raced on dirt since Richard Petty and this guy Bubba Wallace is driving Richard Petty's car, 43 this year. So maybe he'll get a win on dirt, something like that.
Interesting. All right, good insights,
man. That looks real good. That 88 would be a good one for your guys to look into.
Okay, I'll take a peek at it too. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good night. See you, man.
All right, bye.
All right, fine. One more. Oh, no. I guess it's not meant to be. All right, yeah, we'll leave it there, you guys. If I get stay on here too much later, sweet lady won't be happy. So, have a good night, everyone, unless you're in that other part of the world, and have a good day. And, I don't know. I'm waiting for those coincidence theorists. They always got so much to say, except for when the phone line's open. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker.